everyone. Welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And in today's video, we now reach the shortly made series finale for Inuyashiki, The Last Web of Hope. What if Ichiro was Cyborg Spider-Man, Part 4. As always, if you're new to the channel or if you're a regular and like what we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. So I must say that the viewership for this series has gone down as I kind of predicted it would have, and I figured that the popularity wasn't going to last all too long, but again, this was just a little short series that I wanted to throw in at the last minute. Wanted to use one more alternate version of Spider-Man that otherwise we may not ever really get to see be used down the line. Or maybe we might in another aspect, but who really knows. In either case, I had a lot of fun doing this series. I recently watched Inuyashiki, and it's a very good anime, and if you have the chance to watch it, I definitely recommend it. But again, this was a short part, only 11 episodes to go through. It's a short mini-series using another part of the Spider-Man mythos. So for those of you who have continued on till the very end, I hope you've enjoyed and I thank you for watching. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Ichiro watched from both sides. Two choices lay before him. His grandson falling hundreds of feet from the sky down to his imminent death, and the two planes that had collided now beginning to fall themselves. Using his ingenuity, he would shoot web bullets towards where his grandson was falling. The bullets would catch his grandson in time, and after a time delay, would trigger off multiple web parachutes, allowing for the young boy to glide down to the ground. He would have a couple of scrapes and scratches, but he would be safe, with Mr. Ichiro moving towards the falling passengers of the two crashed planes. He would fly around, ducking and dodging the debris, grabbing as many and all of those of whom he could save. Thankfully, there were only a few casualties. All the same, though, for everyone that he had managed to save, he would help swing and glide them down to the ground before immediately jumping back up and coming face to face with Shishigami. The two would now begin what was their final battle. The people watching as the amalgamation of some of Spider-Man's greatest foes and the being that was actually Spider-Man began their climactic final battle on top of the large Tokyo Broadcasting Tower. Ichiro would duck and dodge every single attack that came his way, from the mechanical limbs of Dr. Octopus to the electric bolts of Electro, to the sand-like constructs that were created in inspiration of Sandman, the bladed wings of the Vulture, the tiny spear-like tips in honor of Kraven. Of course, he would come trading blows with the likes of Shishigami, who would attempt to ram his horn-headed face into his skull. Not only were they close at work in terms of combat, but also the machinery within them, as they had their own conflict. The two beings, both corrupted by the wills of whom they had merged with. One looking to be mankind's salvation, the other its destruction. However, the fight between the elderly man and the young man continued onwards. "We're coming to the end of this, hero. It's not too late. You can stop this now. You don't have to shut up, old man. I'm sick of you and your tired ideals. You truly don't get it. We have all of this power. We can do anything we want. We can take over this world. We can do so many things. But no, you choose to play in a fantasy, in a world that doesn't exist. You tried to play the hero, and look where it got you. All those people that are dead, they're dead now. And that's on your hands. And even more so to come after I'm done with you. You didn't save anyone. You just delayed the inevitable. I'll start with your family first. That wife of yours, your children, I'll save your grandson for last. I'll have him crying, begging and screaming for his grandpa to come and save him, like his hero. But he'll never come. He's never gonna show up, because you'll be dead. Infuriated with him, the two would begin to fly high into the sky, and to the point where they were breaking multiple atmospheres and hovering just on the edge of space. The final battle was now commencing between the two, both appearing to be completely evenly matched, neither one backing down and neither one giving in for a moment. However, as Ichiro looked down upon the earth, he thought not only of himself or of just his family, but he thought about all families. He thought about all the people that were down below. Was he right? Was any of this even worth it? Why bother fighting for people he didn't even know? For complete strangers? After all, what had this world ever done for him? Before he got these powers, these gifts, he was given the death sentence. Was he even supposed to be alive? Anyone could have been at that park that night. Anyone could have gotten these powers. Anyone could have gotten these powers. Someone who maybe wanted to do just as much, if not more harm than this young man. What if a true monster or delinquent had gotten a hold of these powers? And then he thought about the heroes that he read about the likes of SpiderMan. True, he was bitten by a radioactive spider, but it could have been anyone. Anyone could have became Spider-Man. And just because you had the power, it didn't always mean that those who had it could be trusted. No. With much great power also came great responsibility, but that wasn't just a phrase in a comic book. At least not to Mr. Inuyashiki. No, so many people, they use those words. They parody those words. They mock and they scorn those words. But that's only because they truly do not value what they represent. Yes, he had great power. And no, he was not obligated to be a hero. No one asked him to, no one expected him to. Of course, he had been freed from his illness, so he could have just lived out his life normally. But what about all the people that got harmed? Knowing that you had the power to do something and you chose not to, wouldn't that make you just as guilty? Wouldn't it be just as much your fault as anyone else if you refused to act in a time of need? When did he become so cowardly? When did he become so selfish? No, that's how people in the world wanted to think, how people in the world chose to be. But he did not have to be that. He could be something greater. He could be something better. He had the chance now to live up to the ideals that inspired him when he was young, the ideals that he carried with him through his life, through every hardship, through every up and down, through every trial and tribulation that he had ever endured. He never gave up. He never lost his way. He never cheated. He never compromised his morals. He always stood true to himself, even when the world rejected him for it. Ichiro would smile. It infuriated Shishigami to see the old man smiling under his mask. What are you smiling about? What do you have to be so happy for? You know I'm right. You know I'm You are right. Before I had these powers, I was given the death sentence. I had no aspiration to live no more than a mere 3 months. And yet you know something. In spite of all of that, in spite of everything, I have never felt more fulfilled. I never change. I will always be who I am. I did not need these powers to affirm what's in my heart. Why, though? Why even bother? It doesn't matter what you do. They'll hate you. They'll never understand you. You'll never be. I don't need them to understand me. I don't need them to accept me. I don't care what happens now. What matters is that I have a chance to make the world a better place. That is what I have been given. I do not consider my power to be a curse or a blessing. Rather, it is an opportunity to continue being the man I always was and what I will always be. I am Ichiro Inuyashiki. I am SpiderMan. With a newly found strength and vigor, he would manage to gain the upper hand in the battle, critically damaging Shishigami, destroying both of his arms. The boy would begin to descend and crash down below, eventually landing into an empty field, battered, broken, and defeated. Inuyashiki would follow close behind. There were still those who were in peril. And now, with his mind cleared and focused, he would go about saving as many lives as he could that day. There were some that were lost. He revived as many as he could. But even still, when it was all said and done, a great service was given to the people. The people that knew that a hero was real. A hero that indeed fought on their behalf and saved them. The Spider-Man. After Ichiro returned home, he would reveal to his family everything that happened to him. The truth. There was definitely a lot of fainting, a lot of gasping, and a lot, and I mean a lot, of questions. His grandson, Lee, was extremely excited. "Grandpa, you're Spider-Man!" "I know, son. I know. I am sorry to you all. Truthfully, I do not know whether or not I am the same Ichiro I always was, or if I'm nothing more but a robotic copy." His wife, however, upon closer inspection, would ask him a question about their wedding anniversary, something that only he could answer. She smiled as she held her husband close. As far as she was concerned, this was her Ichiro. It had always been her Ichiro. His children were, while a bit surprised and perplexed, were at the same time holding an immense amount of pride for their father, for what he had become, and for what he had been able to do. The family would enjoy more time together. A lot of the animosity, a lot of the grief that they once held, it seemed to vanish, not overnight, but there was a stronger sense of camaraderie. The things that often divided them, they became nothing more but footnotes as they continued on in their lives. For Ichiro, he would continue to be Spider-Man whenever he was needed, although he didn't jump at every single situation, because not every single situation required Spider-Man. If there was one thing he had learned from the comics, it was when to and when not to intervene. However, when the threat of an impending meteorite that was heading towards Earth had been announced, he knew what he had to do. However, as he flew out into space ready to face the meteorite, he would see that he was not alone. Despite having a lack of arms, Shishigami, who had managed to survive, was also there. Shishigami. Spider-Man. It seems you're doing well. I don't get it. Why are you... There are also people on this planet that I want to protect. I can't change what I've done. My sins are too great. But still, if there's ever a point for me to make amends, then maybe this might be it. Wait, what are you trying to... I'm saying get out of here. I'm going to use the self-destruct. Actually, if you could assist me with that. But how do you plan on... If I just self-destruct in front of it, it's not going to be enough. I'm going to drill myself inside of the meteorite. Once I do that, the explosion should be strong enough to get rid of it. And you can take care of the debris that comes down to the planet. I don't expect your forgiveness. I don't even want it. I'm doing this because I want to, plain and simple. Ichiro would nod as he would help activate the self-destruct. And with that, Shishigami would drill himself inside of the meteorite, leaving Ichiro back at the edge of Earth's atmosphere. He watched as the meteorite would explode, breaking off into many different chunks and pieces. Using his enhanced body, the laser cannons, the missiles, he destroyed as much of the debris as he could. He made sure that none of it would hit any major city or population, and he allowed the rest to fall into the ocean down below. With the crisis now averted, Ichiro would land back in front of his home, ready to settle down for the night and enjoy a family dinner. His daughter was going to be cooking, so he was definitely looking forward to it. That was when he heard a strange sound behind him. A portal would open, and to his surprise, he would see that he was not the only Spider-Man. What the... Are you all robots too? What the... Do I look like a robot to you? Cosmo would say. No, but you look like a pig. Spider pig. Wait, SpiderHam. That's it. Are you a robot SpiderHam? Ichiro would poke him in the face. Ow! I am not a robot! Damn! And you look like Spider-Man from the video game. And you, Spider Noir. Superior Spider-Man? Wait. Octavius? Someone who actually figured it out. Wait, how do you know about all of this? You're all books! You're not supposed to be real. Oh, we're not supposed to be real, but you are, Cosmo would say. Alright, settle down. Look, I came here because I've been trying to find as many other allies as I can, Superior Spider-Man would say. You popped up on my radar, kinda last minute, but still, I need all the help that I can get. My help? With what? We need to save the multiverse. I see. Hold on for 1 second. Ichiro would walk inside of his home where the table was being set. Dinner would be ready in about an hour or two. Grandpa, you're home, Lee would say, as he was greeted by his son, daughter, his son-in-law, and his wife. I need to go out for a bit. But you just got back. Where are you going? I need to go save the multiverse. The multiverse? Ichiro's wife would simply smile as she would caress her hand on her husband's face, whose spider helmet would remove to reveal his true face. I hope you will at least be back for dinner. He poked his head outside as if to ask, will I be back for dinner? If all goes well, you'll come right back to where you just left. I see. Then, yes, I promise I will be back for dinner. Good. Now get going. You've got a world to save. Thank you, my dear. As he closed the door behind them, he would now stand as he met with the other Spider-Men. All right. I'm ready. Good. All right. Let's move out, guys. Wait, how many more worlds do we have to go to? Because, I'm getting kind of hungry. I asked if you wanted anything to eat when we stopped at the last world. Oh, come on. The last world we stopped to didn't have anything that was, well, normal. He kind of has a point, Lloyd would say. Yeah, also, we've been traveling for a while now, so, alright, at the next world, we'll stop at a McDonald's or something. Wait, McDonald's? Well, what about Burger King? Yeah, what about Chick-fil-A? You know, I'm trying to stay away from the... Look, we'll stop where we stop. Hold up, no, we're not stopping. We don't have time for this. Right now, we're being hunted across the damn multiverse. So everyone, get on the damn multiversal travel pad and let's go! Everyone would simply sigh as they all jumped aboard the multiversal traveling pad as they set a course for the next world. This concludes Inuyashiki, The Last Web of Hope. What if Ichiro was Cyborg Spider-Man? Part 4 of the series finale. As always, if you enjoyed this series and if you enjoyed this video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. I thank you all for following along with this 4-part mini-series. For me, it's been a lot of fun to write and a lot of fun for me to make, for me to just have a chance to try and to do something new. And for the people who've been sticking around from the very beginning, I thank you all for your support. Never forget, you make the channel grow, you make the core grow. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.